It's 1831. Mary Shelley sits alone on a stone bench at the Protestant cemetery in Rome. She scratches in a notebook the introduction to Frankenstein. In the summer of 1816, we visited Switzerland and became the neighbors of Lord Byron. At first, we spent our pleasant hours on the lake or wandering on its shores, but it proved a wet, ungenial summer, and incessant rain often confined us for days to the house. Volumes of ghost stories, translated from German into French, fell into our hands and set the scene for our nightmares and musings. One such sad and dreary night was marked by a challenge by Lord Byron.
Each of us will write a ghost story, and by popular vote, we shall determine which of us can write the best one.
There were 4 of us. The noble author began a tale, a mere fragment of which proved unpublishable. Shelley, more apt to embody ideas and sentiments in the radiance of brilliant imagery, and in the music of the most melodious verse that adorns our language, than to invent the machinery of a story, managed only to commence a story.
Something about my early life, perhaps, maybe?
Poor Polidori had some terrible idea about
a skull-headed lady.
The illustrious poets, anointed by the platitude of prose, speedily relinquished their uncongenial task. But I busied myself to think of a story to rival those which had excited us to this task, one which would speak to the mysterious fears of our nature and awaken thrilling horror, one to make the reader dread to look around, to curdle the blood and quicken the beatings of the heart. If I did not accomplish these things, my ghost story would be unworthy of a name. I thought, and I pondered vainly.
Have you thought of a story?
I was asked each morning, and each morning I was forced to rely with a mortifying negative. Then I listened to talk of the experiments of Dr. Darwin. I speak not of what the doctor really did or said that he did, but as more to my purpose of what was then spoken of as having been done by him.
You know that Darwin has cracked mortality?
Hardly. He made a worm wriggle.
But a worm that had been dead. First a worm, then a frog's legs. What's next?
Could life be given? Perhaps a corpse could be reanimated.
Galvanism has given token of such things.
Perhaps the component parts of a creature might be manufactured, brought together, and then
endued with vital warmth? Perhaps. But perhaps it's just a worm.
Night waned upon this talk, and even the witching hour had gone by before we retired to rest. When I placed my head on my pillow, I did not sleep, nor could I be said to think. My imagination, unbidden, possessed and guided me. I saw with shut eyes, but acute mental vision. The pale student of unhallowed arts kneeling beside the thing he had put together. I saw the hideous phantasm of a man stretched out, and then, on the working of some powerful engine, it showed signs of life and stirred within an uneasy, half-vital motion. His success would terrify the artist. He would rush away from his odious handiwork, horror-stricken. He would hope that, left to itself, the slight spark of life which he had communicated would fade, that this thing would subside into dead matter, and he might sleep in the belief that the silence of the grave would quench forever the transient existence of the hideous corpse. He sleeps, but he's awakened. He opens his eyes, and behold, the horrid thing stands at his bedside, opening his curtains and looking on him with yellow, watery, but speculative eyes. I opened mine in terror. A thrill of fear ran through me, and I wished to exchange this ghastly image of my fancy for the realities around me. I see them still, the very room, the dark parquet, the closed shutters with the moonlight struggling through, and the sense I had that the glassy lake and the white Alps were beyond. It haunted me. I must try to think of something else. So I returned to my ghost story, my tiresome, unlucky ghost story. Oh, if only I could contrive one which would frighten my reader as I myself have been frightened that night. But I have found it. What terrified me will terrify others, and I need only describe the specter which had haunted my midnight pillow. On the morrow, I announced that I had thought of a story. I began that day with the words, "It was on a dreary night in November," making only a transcript of the grim terrors of my waking dream. And now, once again, I bid my hideous progeny to go forth and to prosper. I have an affection for it, for it was the offspring of happy days when death and grief were but words, which found no true echo in my heart. Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus, commences in St. Petersburg in December. A youngish Robert Walton sits at his writing desk and pens a letter to his dear sister, Margaret.
You will rejoice to hear that my enterprise has commenced without disaster, despite your evil forebodings. As I walk in the streets of Petersburg, I feel a cold northern breeze play upon my cheeks, which braces my nerves and fills me with delight. Do you understand this feeling? This breeze, which has traveled from the regions towards which I am advancing, gives me a foretaste of those icy climes. I can't believe the ignorant musings that the pole is but the seat of frost and desolation. It presents itself so strongly to my imagination as a region of beauty and delight. There, Margaret, the sun is forever visible. Snow and frost are banished, and sailing over a calm sea, we may be wafted to a land more beautiful and wonderful than every region hitherto discovered on the habitable globe. Oh, that I may tread a land never before imprinted by the foot of man. Do I not deserve to accomplish some great purpose? My life might have been passed in ease and luxury, but I prefer glory to riches. My courage and my resolution is firm, but my hopes fluctuate, and my spirits are often depressed. I do not intend to sail until the month of June. And when shall I return, my dear sister? How can I answer this question? If I succeed, many, many months, perhaps years, will pass before you and I may meet. If I fail, you will see me again soon, or never.
At the end of March the following year, we follow our young explorer to Arkhangelsk, Russia.
News! A second step is taken towards my enterprise. I have hired a vessel and am occupied in collecting my sailors. I have found courageous men on whom I can depend. But I have one want, which I have never yet been able to satisfy. I have no friend, Margaret. I desire the company of a soul who could sympathize with me, whose eyes would reply to mine. You may deem me romantic, my dear sister, but I bitterly feel the want of a friend. But don't think that these complaints have deterred me from the path ahead. I shall enter my expedition alone, just me against the world. Continue to write to me at every opportunity. I may receive your letters on some occasions when I need them most to support my spirits. I love you tenderly. Remember me with affection should you never hear from me again. Your affectionate brother, Robert Walton.
We next hear from Robert, now Captain Walton, in August, this time from his vessel deep in the Arctic Ocean. Captain Walton's vessel is nestled between sheets of ice in all directions, and the sky floats in a thin strip of water.
Dearest Margaret, I am finally able to write again with an update on my progress. It is nothing like I had imagined. We sailed further north than anyone has ever gone before. And then there came a day when we could go no further. Ice had closed us in. Months passed, and still we couldn't move. From that place of desolation, we witnessed an image so strange, I thought we were sharing a madness. About a half a mile off from our ice blockade, we perceived a low carriage, fixed on a sledge and drawn by dogs, pass on towards the north. There was a being which had the shape of a human, but apparently of a gigantic stature, sitting in the sledge and guiding the dogs. We watched the rapid progress with our telescopes until the traveler was lost among the distant inequalities of the ice. This appearance excited our unqualified wonder. Shut in, however, by ice, it was impossible to follow the sledge's track. That night, at long last, we heard a great crack, and our ship was loosened from the ice. The next morning, all the sailors were busy on one side of the vessel, apparently talking to someone in the sea. And lo and behold, there, on a fragment of floating ice, was a woman, wrapped up in wool and sitting on a sledge, much like the one we had seen. The sailors tried to persuade her to enter the vessel. She was not a being from some undiscovered island, but a European. Eventually, the woman fell down and lay still on the snow. I sent out a party to bring her in. She told us that her name was Frankenstein. We laid her in my cabin and looked after her. She is in a wretched state, but I can see she must have been quite noble once from the little she has shared so far. I said in one of my letters, my dear Margaret, that I should find no friend on the wide ocean. Yet I have found a woman who, before her spirit had been broken by misery, I should have been happy to have possessed as a friend of my heart. I shall continue my journal concerning the stranger at intervals, should I have any fresh incidents to record.
We hear the tearing of a page, a furious pen on paper, and the rapid breathing of a writer on a life-threatening deadline.
Margaret, I am writing to you in haste to ensure that someone outside of myself and my shipmates have a record of the events and memoirs of one Victoria Frankenstein. She was much then recovered from her illness, and she had taken an interest in my story. I was so encouraged by her attentive sympathies that I allowed myself to use the language of my heart, to give utterance to the burning ardor of my soul, and to say with all the fervor that warmed me how gladly I would sacrifice my fortune, my existence, my every hope to the furtherance of my enterprise. One man's life or death were but a small price to pay for the acquisition of the knowledge which I sought, for the dominion I should acquire and transmit over the elemental foes of our race. As I spoke, a dark gloom spread over my listener's countenance. A groan burst from her chest.
Unhappy man, do you share my madness? Have you drunk my same intoxicating draught? Hear me. Let me reveal my tale, and you will dash the cup from your lips.
She became overcome with emotion, but eventually she recovered enough to tell me her story. And a strange one it was.
The world tilts back in time and away from the expanse of white into the Frankenstein's room on a dreary night in November in Ingolstadt, where she studies. The room has high arched windows through which mountains and forests can be seen. Moonlight shines through, the light is dim and flickers as clouds pass in front of the moon's light. A hand reaches down from above as if from the roof and pulls the window open from the outside. A second later, the shape of a woman, Frankenstein, is seen to climb athletically down the outside and in through the window. She brings with her a wire which seems to be attached to something up on the roof. Because of the dim light in the room, it's impossible to be certain what she's doing. She leans out of the window and calls up.
That I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless thing. Clerval, are you staying up there all night?
I can't find the right place. Here it is. Where the devil do I put my foot?
A leg can be seen waving uncertainly about, feeling for a foothold. Frankenstein takes it and guides it to safety. A moment later, Clerval appears in the window and jumps down to join Frankenstein. They're both in their early 20s. Frankenstein lights a lamp. The room is an odd mixture of shabby sitting room and cluttered laboratory. Vials and bottles of chemicals and preserved specimens of various kinds line the shelves. A large electrical-looking machine stands in the corner. Clerval rubs her hands to warm them from the cold and looks around curiously.
So, this is where you lurk, Frankenstein. You know, the other students are convinced you're a witch.
A witch? Why's that?
Both women have heavy coats on. Clerval is carrying a rucksack, which she takes off and drops on the floor. Frankenstein reacts with nervous anger.
Don't drop that.
I'm sorry. What's in it? Feels like several pounds of meat.
Well, it's just that. Several pounds of meat.
Well, I hope it tastes good. Where are you going to cook it? Don't you have a fire in here? Feels as cold as it does outside. Colder, if anything.
Frankenstein is busy adjusting the wire she brought in, securing it to brackets around the walls, and leading it to the bench.
No fire. I keep it cold on purpose. It's the only way to preserve my specimens. I don't notice it anymore. Hold this, would you?
She gives the end of the wire to Clerval and then goes back and props the window open.
You're not going to leave it open? We'll freeze to death, woman.
You'll get used to it. The only problem comes when you have to do delicate work with your hands. There, that should fix it.
She stands back, surveying the arrangement of the wire.
Remarkable. Extraordinary. A phenomenon. I congratulate you, Frankenstein. Now, what the devil is this all about? You bring me clambering over the rooftops, carrying our next week's suppers in a rucksack, suppers which, by the way, you intend to eat raw, since you don't go in for lighting fires. You fix a length of copper wire to the highest point of the house and trail it all the way down here and leave me holding the end of it. What's it all about, Frankenstein?
Oh, my dear friend, let me take it from you.
Frankenstein takes the end of the wire and fastens it to a complicated piece of apparatus near the bench.
There. Now you won't explode.
Explode?
I joke. Ha. Ha ha.
Oh, a joke. Ha ha.
Sit down, Clerval. If you really want a fire, I suppose lighting one just this once won't make any difference. And to tell the truth, I feel like celebrating. Do you think there's going to be a storm?
A storm? Well, bound to be.
Clerval leans back in an armchair, then sits upright quickly and feels behind herself. She brings out a human thigh bone from behind the cushion and stares at it with distaste.
Last night's supper? Or this morning's breakfast?
No, so that's where it got to.
Frankenstein takes it and puts it on a shelf and brings down a bottle of wine from which she pulls the cork.
There's a glass on the floor beside your chair, Clerval. I've only got the one. We'll share it.
Clerval finds it. It's dirty and covered in dust. Frankenstein rubs it on her sleeve before pouring the wine in.
To your good health.
Frankenstein drinks deeply, fills the glass again. She turns away from Clerval and walks away as if in her own little world, leaving Clerval waiting for her turn.
Yes. And if we're lucky tonight, and it storms, and if my wire does the job it's supposed to, well, my dear friend, we're on the threshold of a new age.
You don't say.
There's no harm telling you. It's bound to come out sooner or later, and you're an intelligent woman. You'll understand.
Kind of you. The wine, Frankenstein?
Oh, forgive me.
Frankenstein pours another glass, takes it to Clerval.
Yes, my work. So they call me a witch, do they? Perhaps they're not far off wide the mark. I expect 200 years ago they'd have burnt me at the stake.
Not a bad idea. Then we could have warmed ourselves up.
Oh, all right, I'll light the fire.
She crosses to the grate, and as she does so, there's a distant rumble of thunder. She stops and looks out with an expression of satisfaction.
Do you hear that? It's way over the mountains just yet, but it's on its way.
She stoops, strikes a flint and steel, and starts a fire in the grate. Clerval huddles close to it as Frankenstein goes to the window to peer out.
Another hour or so, I should think. You can see the lightning playing around the peaks.
All right, let me guess. Storm, lightning, wire, electricity?
Very good.
Electricity. Magnetism? You've invented a way of making magnets.
There's nothing like it.
Frankenstein comes to sit in the other chair, takes the wine glass, and fills it again.
Frog's legs.
And the same to you. Or is that the menu?
No, an Italian called Galvani. Heard of him?
I'm a philosopher, not a musician. All Italian composers sound the same to me.
Nothing to do with music. He was a scientist, Clerval, a natural philosopher. He was dissecting a frog one day and found that the nerve in the leg responded to electricity. It twitched when a current passed through it.
Now, I have heard about that, come to think of it. He thought there was some kind of animal electricity, didn't he? And is that what you're working on?
More or less. But there's no such thing as animal electricity. It's all one. The same force flows in your nerves as the frogs, and the very same force flows through the lightning. Did I ever tell you how I first realized what my life's work was to be? I was 14 years old at home in Geneva on a night like this. A storm was threatening. They rise very quickly in the mountains here. Outside our front door, about 20 yards away, stood a great old oak tree. It had been there for 300 years at least, and it was still green and strong. I climbed it. I'd sheltered under it. I carved my initials on the trunk, and just as the storm was at its height, I opened the door to look at the lightning. You've never seen such a storm. The tree was lit up, bright green by flash after flash, and the thunder was exploding around the house like artillery fire. Then, without any warning, the tree was engulfed in flame. A colossal blaze shot right out of it, all in a moment, and dazzled me so I could hardly see. When I opened my eyes again, only a moment later, the tree was gone. There was nothing there at all but a charred, smoking stump. That great living thing smashed to atoms in an instant. And I thought, the power that can do that is the power of life and death. I'll harness it. I'll study it and master it and make it work for humankind.
I see. And now that you've done it?
Nearly, Clerval.
Frankenstein drains the glass, fills it again, hands it to Clerval.
So, you're going to collect some electricity from the lightning and bring it down here, and what then?
And then, drink the wine.
Clerval raises her eyebrows, but drains the glass.
Well?
And then this happens.
She gets up and goes to the bench. Next to it is a smaller trolley on which is mounted a machine consisting of 2 glass discs that rotate in opposite directions when turned by a handle. Attached to a brass terminal is a twisted piece of wire that leads down to something on a slab of marble covered at the moment with a cloth. Clerval stands up to look at it.
Now that I recognize. It's, what do you call it?
This thing? It's a Wimhurst machine. And I expect you'll recognize this.
Frankenstein takes away the cloth, revealing
It's a human hand.
a hand lying flat on the slab. But we cannot see it clearly. But that's what it is. Yellowed and dried and withered and thoroughly revolting.
Where did you get that from?
From the dissecting room at the university. Quite proper, I assure you. The chap it was attached to had the death penalty. He had no further use for it. As a matter of fact, he murdered his wife with it. Only last month.
Good grief. Frankenstein, how can you joke about such things?
Of course. You're right. I'm sorry. It's the excitement, Clerval. I'm so close. Never mind. I'll show you what the machine does if you're still interested.
Of course I'm interested, but I don't care to be ghoulish about it.
No, heaven forbid.
Frankenstein connects the wire to something on the bench, checks that all is ready, and takes the handle of the machine.
Think of this. As a philosopher should, Clerval, there's no cause for shock or disgust in nature.
I wonder. Carry on then.
Frankenstein begins to turn the handle. The glass discs start rotating slowly in opposite directions. An electronic hum fills the air. Sparks are seen to jump from one brass terminal to another. High-powered electrical activity.
There. Can you see it? Can you see the finger twitching?
The index finger, yes, it's definitely moving. And now the thumb. Good God, Frankenstein, it's horrible.
Philosophy, Clerval. Let me increase the charge.
Frankenstein turns the handle faster, and suddenly the hand curves up horribly, with the palm open and the fingers curved and twitching, and Clerval steps back and gasps.
Oh, no, wait. That knob at the side of the bench.
She is still turning the handle vigorously. Clerval comes closer, fascinated and horrified.
This one?
Turn it. Slowly. When I tell you, clockwise.
Clerval reaches for it.
Wait. Now, slowly.
Clerval turns it, and the hand slowly clenches.
Good God!
And she turns it back, and the hand unclenches again. It stands up from the bench, stiff and twitching as before.
Again. Wait. Slowly.
Extraordinary!
That's not all. Let it open again. That's it. Now, try the level next to the knob. Gently.
Frankenstein is still turning the handle, the glass discs revolving, the sparks are still crackling, and Clerval reaches for the lever and moves it a fraction, and then a bit further, and the forefinger curls forward slowly to meet the thumb. Clerval leans over, as excited as Frankenstein, but what she can make the hand do. Like two small children, they play with it for a moment or two.
Look! It can bring its thumb across. Let me try the knob at the same time.
That's it. Just a bit more.
And there! The thumb's touching the little finger.
Excellent.
Wonderful!
Excellent. Now, we'll try.
A flash in the machine, a loud crack, and they start back as the hand falls lifelessly to the bench.
What happened?
The charge. I was turning the handle too fast. It's burnt the wire out. Look.
She holds up a charred end of wire.
Frankenstein, I'm astounded. This is the greatest discovery of the age. A wonderful piece of work.
A step or two beyond, Signor Galvani, eh?
It's beyond anything I've ever heard of. When are you going to publish it? The world should be hearing about your genius, my friend. You should be honored. You should have doctorates, professorships.
She seizes the bottle and glass and pours some wine.
To your fame, Frankenstein. And I hope you'll buy better wine when you're famous. That's if you want company when you drink it.
Frankenstein covers the hand again with the cloth and wheels the trolley back out of the way as she speaks.
You're a good person, Clerval. That's why I wanted to see what you'd done when you came in here. You've no idea how lonely it's been. I've been working at this for 6 years now. 6 years. I mastered the physiology of the hand a long time ago. I could do this demonstration in my first year of study.
You mean there's more?
Oh, that was only the first crude attempt. I took that hand on purpose to show you. I could have shown you 4 years ago. As a matter of fact, well, I wasn't telling the truth when I said where it came from. I hope you won't mention it to anyone. Well, I dug it up last night.
You what?
I've begged the university for specimens. They say I've had all their best material for years and produced nothing to show for it. How could I show them that? Can you imagine the reaction? They won't give me anything now. Oh, I have to.
You dig them up? Good Lord, Frankenstein. How many corpses are out there without hands in our graveyards?
Not just hands. Do you think I want to do it this way? I'd far rather have the use of a proper dissecting room and all the resources of the university. I have to go without meals to buy the chemicals I need. I have nowhere to store my specimens. My landlord drives me mad with his incessant questions.
What do you mean, not just hands? What else?
A thought strikes her suddenly. She looks at the rucksack.
What's in there?
Nothing. That's just...
She gets up anxiously, crosses to where the rucksack is lying, but before she can pick it up, there's a loud knock.
Frau Frankenstein, are you there?
It's my landlord. Yes, Herr Lieberman.
A constable to see you? What's going on, Frau Frankenstein?
I haven't the faintest idea, Herr Lieberman. Probably some silly mistake. I'll come down and see them. I'll be back in a minute. Be a good fellow. Don't touch anything.
She leaves. Clerval sits for a moment, thoughtful. Then she gets up, crosses to the rucksack and picks it up, feeling its weight, feeling it through the canvas. Then she turns it round and sees a spreading bloodstain. She drops it with horror.
Good grief!
She backs away and then goes to the window and looks out.
Frankenstein, are you mad or am I? There's going to be a storm soon. I can feel it. And then what? Lightning, electricity, the hand. What on earth?
She follows the wire to its destination, a large bench and a sheet-covered body. We can see her steeling herself to look.
Frankenstein, what have you done?
She reaches out to pull the sheet down, nervously. Just then there's a timid knock at the door. She starts guiltily.
Yes? Yes, who's that?
Victoria? May I come in?
It's not Victoria, but yes, come in.
The door opens and Elizabeth comes in, dressed for a journey, a bonnet and a cloak, etc. She's young, about 18, and at the moment nervous.
I beg your pardon, miss. The landlord said I would find Frau Frankenstein's rooms up here?
Yes, that's right. This is her place. I'm a friend of hers, Henrietta de Clerval. I thought she was downstairs at the moment. Seeing a visitor?
The landlord was not very friendly. I'm her cousin, madame. I've come a very long way.
She sways as if tired or about to faint. Clerval helps her to a chair.
Mademoiselle, please, sit down. I'm sure your cousin won't be long.
Thank you. I'm tired. I've come a long way today. She wasn't expecting me, but there was no time to let her know I was coming.
Is there any trouble, mademoiselle? She's never mentioned her family. I thought she was alone in the world.
Her father's ill. Her mother is dead. There's only her father and me and her little brother. And when her father fell ill, I wrote Victoria and told her, but she never answered my letters. I didn't know what else to do.
She's wrapped up in her research, I'm afraid. A brilliant woman, but, well, you know her after all. Wasn't she like this when she was a child?
Yes, I suppose she was. Mademoiselle de Clerval, is she in trouble?
Trouble? Why?
Something's not right. I'm worried. I have such dreams. I see Victoria in them, and there's something horrible pursuing her. Or is she pursuing it? But there's such a sense of doom and despair. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be telling you this. Where is she now?
Seeing a visitor. She won't be long. You're cold. Let me shut the window.
Clerval crosses to the window. She has her back to Elizabeth. She notices the wire again, follows it with her eyes to the sheeted figure and hesitates.
Mademoiselle, have you anywhere to stay? There's a comfortable inn just across the square. I'd be glad to take your luggage across there for you.
Oh, that's kind of you, mademoiselle. You're right. I can hardly stay here. And Victoria isn't expecting me. My valise is in the hall.
I'll go and do it now. Your cousin will be up soon, I'm sure.
Clerval goes out quickly. Elizabeth sits still for a moment, looking weary and anxious. In the distance, there's a rumble of thunder. Startled, Elizabeth looks around at the window and sees that it's still open. She gets up to close it, and her eye is caught by the form on the bench. Hesitantly, she approaches, reaches out to touch it. Is about to pull back the sheet when the door bursts open and...
Don't touch it!
Victoria runs in and pulls her away, and then peers out of the window and up into the sky.
Victoria! Whatever's the matter? What is it?
Elizabeth, you mustn't stay here. Not now. Where's Clerval?
She went to take my valise to the inn across the square. But Victoria, what's going on? Are you in trouble?
No. But I'm in the middle of a crucial experiment. I can't leave it. You haven't touched
Not
anything.
a thing. But Victoria, what's the matter with you? I've come all the way from home. I'm tired and cold. I haven't seen you for 6 months. You haven't even asked me why I'm here.
I'm sorry. Why are you here? Is something wrong?
It's your father, Victoria. He's very ill.
Oh no. What is it? How long has he been unwell?
It's an affliction of the lungs. I wrote to you a month ago when it first came on. And again a fortnight later. And again last week. What are you doing, Victoria? Why don't you answer my letters? You haven't even read them. If you want to see your father alive, you'd better come home tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
But what? What's more important than that? To him, I mean. I can see there's plenty more important to you. A daughter who doesn't come home when her father's dying. Ugh, you make me ill. Now, I'm going to the inn to find something to eat and go to bed. I'm very tired.
She moves towards the door. Frankenstein tries to hold her back.
No, Elizabeth, don't. You're right. I'll come back with you. But my work, you don't understand. It's reached the point I've been working for 6 years.
Understand? How can I understand a daughter who cares nothing for her father? How can I understand someone who shuts herself up in a dirty, dusty, smelly, freezing cold room like this and says that this is more important to her than family?
Frankenstein tries to hold her still, but Elizabeth shakes her off.
No! Don't try to hold me back. If this is what matters to you, Victoria, then so be it. I've done my duty. Now I'm going to lie down because I'm tired. And in the morning, I shall go back home, whether or not you come with me.
Elizabeth goes out. Victoria Frankenstein sinks into a chair, despairing.
Must it finish then? So close. So nearly ready.
She holds her head in her hands. Frankenstein sits up once and stares at the form on the bench. It's quite still. She jumps up and runs to the window through which we can hear the start of heavy rainfall. She looks out and upwards and is outlined in a flash of lightning. She looks around again, checking the wire, but still the figure lies unmoving. Feverishly, she runs to the bench, checks the wire, folds back the sheet a little way so that she can see the creature's face.
It must be tonight. It must be.
Frankenstein, open up! Open up!
No! Go away, Clerval. I can't be disturbed.
Frankenstein, I must talk to you!
Impossible. Go away, woman.
You must let me in! I know what you're doing, Frankenstein!
Frankenstein runs to the door.
Clerval, I beg you, leave me alone. You don't know how dangerous this could be.
But the door bursts open. Frankenstein is flung aside as Clerval runs in, looks around and runs to where the creature is lying. She tears off the sheet and flings it to the floor as Frankenstein recovers and runs across to tear her away.
No! Don't touch it! The lightning could strike at any moment.
They struggle in front of the window, illuminated by another great flash of lightning. They freeze, both looking in apprehension at the bench. Then comes another flash, lighting up the whole room, accompanied by showers of sparks and wreaths of smoke. And on the bench, the creature tenses convulsively.
No!
Leave it! Leave it!
The creature really comes alive, thrashing from side to side as if trying to sit up. Clerval breaks away from Frankenstein and stares at it in horror.
Frankenstein! What have you created?
I told you not to come in.
This is pure evil, Frankenstein.
Clerval starts forward as if to destroy it. But Frankenstein, seeing her intentions, raises a chair and strikes Clerval with it from behind. The chair breaks and Clerval falls, stunned.
My friend, you don't know how important it is.
She runs to the creature's side and tears away the wires and then helps it to sit up. The storm is still raging outside. There are flashes of lightning. The creature is enormously tall and powerfully built. Their open eyes are hideous, red-rimmed and glaring in a waxy yellow face. Their lips are black. Scars crisscross their cheeks, and their face is framed with matted black hair. They wear simple, ill-fitting clothing, and the creature just stands there, swaying as Frankenstein moves back to get a better look at her creation.
My creature, and living. Let me see you. Let me look at you.
Oh, she runs her hands over the creature's limbs, checking their soundness, helping them balance upright. The creature's eyes follow her, as if confused. Then Frankenstein stands back, and a first realization of what she has made passes over her.
But you're not what I thought you'd be. I thought I was making an angel. Do you know that? I thought I was making something better than a human. Something so precious and beautiful that everyone would love it. And look at you. Look at what I've done.
The creature takes a lurching step towards her, and Frankenstein backs away nervously.
No, this isn't what I wanted. Oh, dear God, what have I done? Is it alive after all? No, I didn't mean this. I didn't want this at all.
Frankenstein turns away from her monstrous creation and with a cry runs out of the room.
No!
And the creature stumbles forward and falls over the body of Clerval lying in their way. They recover and kneel, then run their hands wonderingly over Clerval's face, and then over their own. The creature looks up and around, seeing everything for the first time. Then with heavy grace gets to their feet and moves towards the open door. They stop there, look back at Clerval, and then go out. Clerval stirs and groans.
Ugh. Frankenstein, where are you?
Clerval pushes herself up and looks around. Seeing the empty bench, she staggers up, finds the trailing wire, and looks at the open door.
It's gone! It's gone! Frankenstein, in God's name, what have you done?
She runs out. A final flash of lightning fills the window. The thunder crashes out and dies away as darkness falls. In that most violent and stormy evening in Ingolstadt, a creature with no name, no family, and no possessions takes their first steps, with no one to celebrate the milestone. They hide out in the shadows of the night, eventually taken in by the forest canopy. Several changes of day and night pass. The orb of night greatly lessens. In those early moments of life, the creature begins to distinguish sounds and their sources, like that produced from the throats of the little winged animals. Perhaps the creature tried to imitate the pleasant songs. But then again, perhaps not. The creature slowly learns how to sustain their life in this forest. And it's not long before they find a small, decrepit cottage. They hide out in the brush nearby to observe the beings that reside there. Inside the cottage, there is a rough table, a couple of chairs, and a small but seemingly contained fire. Fire is something that has caused the creature pain in the past, but also comfort. On the table are the remains of a meal, some bread, an apple, a piece of cheese. Sunlight is streaming in through the window and the door. Off in the distance, we hear the furious barking of dogs, like hounds on the hunt. Suddenly, the creature runs to the door. They are wearing torn and muddied clothing, and their hands and arms are scarred, dry, and marked with blood, sticky resin, and dirt. The creature waits until the cabin is empty before daring to explore. When they get the chance to feel the protection of a roof and walls, they wish the people who inhabited the place would never come back. The comfort from the wind and the aroma of food were so enticing. The creature salivates at the food on the table, and they seize it. Like they can't help themselves. They devour it ravenously, cramming the bread and the cheese into their mouth and sniffing at the apple. Hearing something, the creature freezes.
Not far now. Mind that stone.
Mind that stone? Heavens above, Felix, I know there's a stone there. I know every inch of this path.
You ought to carry a stick. I don't know why you don't.
What, and go tapping everywhere? I need my hands to carry things in. I'm more agile than you are, and I bet I could find my way back to the cabin from anywhere in these woods.
The creature looks around desperately, and seeing a back door, they make for it. And just as the door closes, August and Felix enter through the other. August and Felix are young and simply dressed. Felix is carrying a musket and a dead rabbit. August, a basket of mushrooms. Although blind, he knows his surroundings so well that he moves around with great freedom. Felix stands the musket in the corner.
There. I'll clean that this evening. Time I made some more bullets.
And I'll skin the rabbit in a minute. Shall I make a pie, or would you like a stew?
He's an old one. He'll be a bit tough. We'll have a stew, and we'll put some of that wild garlic in it.
Oh, and the mushrooms, and a carrot or two. Oh, we're living quite well. Who would have thought it?
But not the judges sent us here, that's for sure. They thought exile would kill us, as it killed Father.
We'll survive. We'll do more than survive. We'll prosper.
I mean, we haven't faced winter yet. That won't be so easy. Look, I think I'll load the gun before I go. Just in case.
If you must, but don't expect me to shoot anyone.
I don't like leaving you alone without any protection. Just point it roughly in the right direction and pull the trigger. That's all you have to do.
I don't like the noise.
All right, swing it around and hit him with it. I don't care, but I feel better if you have something to protect you, even if you're so brave and independent that you don't want it.
Who's going to attack me, Felix?
That's a silly question. This is a wild part of the country, August. There are wolves and bears in the forest, even if the bandits are having a day off. And there's some kind of trouble down in the town. Didn't you hear the dogs early on?
I thought the men were hunting.
No, the town dogs were barking too. You must have heard them.
Well, if it's in the town, you'll need the musket more than I will. Oh, I'm not arguing. I know you're right, but I feel safe here.
There's no harm in being prepared. If we didn't need more powder and lead, I'd leave the rest of the stuff for a day or two. But I might as well get it all. What else was it? Flour?
And soap and salt. And if you can find some honey.
We could set up a hive or two ourselves next year. I wonder if I could find anyone who'd let me have a queen bee.
Oh, we'll be living like kings.
I suppose we could settle here. The people in town are friendly enough, and I could get a job, kind of work on a farm perhaps. But it's pretty lonely for you.
Better than prison. Have you loaded that thing yet?
Just about. It's right here in the corner. Remember, pull back the hammer, 2 clicks, and hold it tight or you'll hurt yourself.
Felix stands the gun in the corner and shoulders a canvas bag.
Look, I'll be back before sundown. Do you want wood on the fire before I go?
No, I'll do that. You go.
All right. We should get that rabbit cooking soon, or it'll be like eating a boot.
Oh, stop fussing.
August reaches on the table for the apple. Feeling that it's not there, he pauses.
Oh, you mustn't have left me that apple. That's a mean trick.
He finds the loaf, torn and half-eaten. He picks it up to feel it properly.
That's odd. It was a fresh loaf.
At last, he feels around for the cheese.
And where's the cheese? He hasn't taken that too. Felix, you greedy bastard.
He gets up and goes to the door as if to call him back, but changes his mind.
Well, he's got a long way to go and a lot to carry. But it's not like him to take it without saying anything.
He comes back and sits down, picking up a guitar.
Anyway, I'm not hungry. Supposing it wasn't Felix, though. Hello? Is anyone there? The door was open. Anyone could have come in. No, I'm being silly. This place is safe.
The monster silently appears in the door now ajar to watch and listen to the sweet sound. They listen like they've never heard music before.
No, that's too sad. Oh, Father.
August gets up and wanders toward the creature who does not move, though they watch him carefully. On the wall beside the creature is a picture, the portrait of an elderly man. August comes close and seems to be staring at the picture. The creature is holding their breath, and then they seem to realize that the man cannot see them, and the creature moves their hands slowly in front of his face, getting no reaction. Realization dawns on the creature, but they still don't move. August reaches up, takes the picture from the wall, and sits down. The creature stays where they are and listens.
Father, I expect it's a silly talking to a picture anyway, but I can't worry Felix, and I can't write a journal, and I'm just worried, Father. Will we survive here? will we manage to find enough food? Will Felix find work somewhere? You're silent. You don't know any more than I do. Are you watching over us, Father? I'm sure you would if you could. But we haven't done badly, have we? We never had to lift a finger before. Servants did it all for us. But we've lived here for 6 months now. And every so often, Felix shoots a rabbit or a couple of pigeons. And there's the apple tree. And I know where the wild strawberries go. I think you are looking after us, Father. You wouldn't leave us on our own.
The creature silently moves towards the door and goes out. August presses the picture to his heart, bowing his head over it.
But it's very hard. I wish we'd said goodbye before they took you away. Though I don't know how I could have let you go.
The creature returns. Their arms are full of logs. As August sits still with his head bowed, the creature puts the logs down very carefully so as not to make a noise in the hearth. Then they take an apple from their pocket and put it on the table, only to freeze and draw their hand back as August looks up at where they're standing. The creature stands still as August gets up slowly and goes to put the picture back on the wall. Then August picks up a little mirror from the shelf.
Thank heaven I remember what you look like, Papa. I can judge a real face with my hands now, but I can't judge the expression of a picture, and I can't see my own face anymore. I think I looked dashing. What am I now? Only Felix knows.
He looks in the mirror. The creature, who's come up silently beside him, watches curiously, comparing August's face with the image in the mirror. Then August puts the mirror back. It's no good.
It's no good. Everything's changed. There's no point in looking back.
He goes to the fireplace and tries to pick up the basket of logs, but finds it full and feels them, surprised.
Oh, Felix, you've done it after all. But it's not like you to play tricks on me. Or, I wonder, the bread, the apple, was it Felix?
August gets up swiftly and goes to stand in the doorway, as if he's nervous about remaining inside. He looks out, biting a nail. Meanwhile, the creature, unable to resist, picks up the mirror, feeling their own face, and slowly brings the glass up and looks in it.
Ah!
The creature drops the mirror, which shatters. August hears and turns at once in fear.
Who's that? Who's there?
The creature seizes August's hand before he can run away. They put their hand over August's mouth. He struggles, but the creature is too strong.
No. Friend.
With one hand, the creature holds him, and with the other, they reach to pick up the apple before placing it into August's hands. As he feels it, the creature speaks again.
Friend.
You're giving me an apple? Who are you? What do you want?
Seeing August relax a little, they release him, and August steps away at once, still fearful.
I have come a long way. Help me.
It was you that ate the bread and brought the logs in.
I will not hurt anyone. I am their friend of everyone. I give you.
They reach his hands and folds them around the apple again.
Not hurt anyone. Not kill not hurt. Friend.
They release his hands gently and put the apple on the table.
Let me, please, I'm blind. You see, may I feel your face so I can tell what you look like?
You see with hands?
I do, yes.
No, not touch me. No.
But you can see what I look like.
They turn away as his hands reach up to their face.
No, not good. Not good.
August's hands are on the creature's cheeks, their eyes, their mouth. Suddenly he pulls them away and steps back.
I'm sorry.
I said not good.
You poor woman.
Woman?
You must have suffered. What's your name?
No name. Please, you listen. I come a long way. I look for friends. I have no home. Men see me. They hurt me. Dogs. They shout. They throw stones. But I am good. I want to love them, not hurt, not kill. I come here. I see house. I was hungry. I take food. Pardon, forgive me. Everywhere I go, they hate me. Am I not good? I look bad, but I am good. I want to help and love. I help you, bring you food, bring you wood. Please, my heart is unhappy. I stay here. You tell the man.
August, are you there?
Felix! Oh, Felix, listen to me.
Felix enters the cottage. He sees the creature, then slowly grabs the musket from the back corner.
Dear God, they're here.
Felix steels himself, then levels the musket, pointing it directly at the creature's heart.
No, Felix, don't. Don't shoot.
Tell him.
Don't, Felix.
Out of my way. August, get down.
Felix, listen.
The creature, far stronger than Felix, pushes him aside. Felix loses his footing and falls to the ground. And as can happen with loaded machinery, the musket went off as it flew from Felix's hand, and the bullet finds its target in our poor creature's arm.
Felix, what have you done?
Are you hurt? What have they done to you?
Felix runs to the creature and helps him to sit up. He pushes him away and feels for the creature.
Oh, where are you? Where have you gone?
August, what are you doing? For God's sakes, keep away from them.
August reaches the creature and seizes their hand, but they thrust him away.
You want me bad. All of you. Everyone. You all want me bad.
No.
Felix runs to hold him and keep him back from the creature, who pulls himself up and looks at them both with a face twisted in hate.
Evil? Evil. You want evil? Then I shall be evil.
You can't see them, August, and you don't know what they've already done. The villagers have been hunting them for days.
We should have understood them, Felix. They were outcasts, just like us. We could have helped them. They begged for it. What have you done to them now? Have you made them a monster? Evil forever?
August pulls himself away from Felix and runs out. Felix makes as if to follow, but stops himself and sits down in baffled defeat.
Monster. Monster.
We return to our story years later. Victoria Frankenstein sits at a desk in her study at her family's estate in Geneva. There's no bench, nor shelves of medical specimens. Otherwise, it's much the same. The shutters are closed and the room is lit by a lamp and by the flickering firelight. The door opens and Elizabeth comes in. Frankenstein looks up.
Any news of William?
No. One of the village girls saw him playing by the lake at 4 o'clock. She heard the clock chime, so she knew what time it was. He was on his own under the trees. Oh, but Victoria, he's played there dozens of times. It's perfectly safe.
I know. He can't have gone far. I expect he'll turn up soon. He's bound to.
Frankenstein gets up and opens the shutter to look out. It's dark outside. Elizabeth sinks anxiously into a chair.
Oh, what could have happened? Something is wrong. I know it. Victoria, did I tell you about the dreams?
Those dreams again?
I can't get them out of my head. There's a monstrous figure. I can't see it clearly, but when it appears, there's such a sense of doom and horror that I wake up crying with fear. Oh, what can it mean, Victoria?
It means you need some laudanum to help you sleep. I'll give you some later.
I'm not going to be able to sleep till I find William. Are you?
No, of course not. Wait, there's someone down there. There's a group of them.
It's the priest. What's he carrying? Oh, no. It can't be. It's William. He's dead.
And with a desperate cry, she runs from the room. Frankenstein sinks to her knees in despair.
Oh, dear God! This is my doing. I know who did this. Why? Why did I ever start this cursed thing?
Suddenly, the window is flung open. Crouched on the sill, wearing a long black cloak, their eyes blazing, is the monster.
Frankenstein.
Demon!
Frankenstein springs at the monster as if to kill them, but the monster leaps lightly into the room and easily brushes her aside. Frankenstein falls but jumps up again and grapples with the monster.
Murderer! You did this, didn't you? You killed my brother, monster. Vile thing!
I am exactly what you made me, Frankenstein.
They struggle together. There's a cry outside and the door handle turns. The monster lets Frankenstein go, sweeps the hood of their cloak up to cover their face, and sits down with their back to the door. Frankenstein staggers away and opens the door. Elizabeth is there. She clings to Frankenstein, weeping. Victoria has to let her come in.
Strangled! He was killed, Victoria. Strangled! He found his little body down by the shore.
No. Oh.
What did he ever do to deserve that? He was the kindest little child, the sweetest little boy. He'd never heard of. Oh, Victoria, it's too cruel. I can't bear it.
She sobs in Frankenstein's arms. Frankenstein stands stiffly, conscious all the time of the monster.
Oh, Victoria, come down. You must come down and help me. I can't manage on my own. Please, Victoria, I need you.
She has seen the monster.
Oh, Victoria, what? Who?
Leave us, Elizabeth. I must talk to my visitor. I'll come down in a minute.
But who is it? Oh, dear God, Victoria. What have you done? Oh, am I going mad? I can't bear it.
I'll explain everything, Elizabeth. But now I must talk to this person. Believe me, it's desperately important.
Victoria, your little brother has been murdered. He's lying downstairs. Oh, can't I make you understand?
Elizabeth runs to the monster and places a hand on their shoulder.
Please, you must make my cousin help me. Tell her to come down with me and...
The monster turns to look at her. Their hood falls back. Elizabeth sees the monster's face.
No!
The dream! The figure in the dream! Oh, God help me!
She runs out. Frankenstein moves helplessly as if to follow, but the monster is instantly on her, holding her back.
Let her go. You must listen to me now and do as I say. The time for regrets is past.
Monster, I didn't create you to do evil. Why have you betrayed me?
I betray you? If I knew how to laugh, Frankenstein, I'd shake the house with scorn. You are the betrayer. You created me. You made sure I could never be happy. Isn't that betrayal?
No! I swear it wasn't like that. I made you, yes.
And as soon as you saw what you'd done, you turned away in horror and left me to find my own way through the world. A creature everyone turned from with disgust and loathing, a vision from a nightmare. But do you know the cruelest thing of all? It was that I wanted to love. I came to life full of goodwill and friendship for every living creature. I wanted to help them and protect them, give them all the love I felt for them. And when I tried, they stoned me and shot at me, set their dogs on me. And even the dogs turned away in disgust. Frankenstein, has any woman in history ever been more cruel than you've been to me?
You killed my little brother! Is that love? Is that goodwill?
Listen, and I'll tell you everything.
They release Frankenstein, who falls into the chair, the very picture of despair.
When I came to life, I knew nothing. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what the world was. Things had no names. The only thing I knew was pain. But I didn't know what that was till much later, when I found out what it was called. Everything was new, Frankenstein. Do you know how beautiful things are when they're new? Or have you forgotten?
Get on.
Yes. I went down into town, and they called out their dogs, creatures full of beauty with soft fur and bright eyes. I wanted to kneel down and pet them and play with them, but they tore at me with their teeth. And then I knew fear for the first time. I ran to the forest where it was quiet, where there was cool water to bathe my flesh. The moon came up. Oh, Frankenstein, to see the moon for the first time? And I found out what sadness was, and loneliness. Those other beings like myself, they stood upright like me. They'd thrown stones and shouted harsh words at me, but they had companions, fellows, friends. Couldn't I find a friend? So I began to look.
Where? Where did you look? And how did you learn to speak?
By listening. By hiding and listening and practicing by myself. I found a cottage in the forest where a man and his brother were living. A blind man, the only piece of luck I've ever had. He couldn't see me. We spoke together. Oh, I would have served him forever. I would have helped him and worked for them. I would have done anything if they'd only accepted me. But his brother shot at me with his musket as if I were a wild beast. It broke my arm. the bullet's still in my shoulder. That was when I found out what pain really was. All alone in the icy mountains, weeping, crying with rage and loneliness. Frankenstein, you can't imagine how I suffered. If you could imagine it, you'd be on your knees praying to your God for forgiveness.
My God?
Your God has nothing to do with me. You are my God. You made me, and you owe me happiness. Listen, and I'll tell you the last part of my story. When my wound healed, the bitterness and hatred ebbed away a little. I was still ready to love, still ready to trust. You see what you'd made, Frankenstein? A creature better than yourself, perhaps. A nature more noble. Who knows what might have happened if, well, I was more cunning by then, more cautious, I thought. It's only grown men and women who hate me. They've learned to be suspicious and think the worst of people. But if I could find a child, a little innocent creature with no hatred in its heart, I could take it with me to the wilderness and bring it up as my companion, and we should love each other and live in peace and goodwill with all living creatures.
No, not my brother.
Be silent.
A child silently appears with mist surrounding him and an aura of innocence and death. Frankenstein recognizes this vision instantly as the ghost of William. The monster holds her back. Frankenstein watches in horror as the monster demonstrates her story with this most tender of visions.
I found such a child, a creature like an angel, playing on his own beside the lake. I took his arm. Oh, gently, Frankenstein. I had no wish to hurt him. I said, "Come with me, little one." And he looked at me. And he screamed. I said, "No, hush. I shan't hurt you, but you must come with me." And he said, "I shall tell my sister, Frau Frankenstein.
No.
She'll punish you, you ugly monster."
No.
I put my hands to his mouth to silence him because I was afraid. And your name resounded through my head. You, the creator of my misery. You, the source of all my unhappiness. Frankenstein. A name to curse forever. And in that moment, I thought, Frankenstein is my enemy. And I can hurt her. I can destroy what is hers. I can make her unhappy as she made me. And I killed your brother. And I laughed. Yes, the one time I have ever laughed. And now you must do something for me.
Never. I shall destroy you.
She leaps at the monster, who easily pushes her away. Frankenstein falls to the floor.
Not yet. Did you create me to be evil?
No.
Did you intend for me to be cursed and hated by all mankind?
No, never.
Did you create me to be good? To be like human beings, but stronger, nobler, kinder? To be an image of what humanity might be?
I did. I intended all that, but...
Then finish what you've started. How can I be good alone? How can I love when I'm met with nothing but hatred and disgust? Give me a creature like myself, Frankenstein. Give me a mate, a wife, a friend, and we shall leave you alone forever. We'll go far away from this country. We'll leave Europe altogether. We'll live in the desert or in the cold wilderness of the north. We can survive there where humans can't. But I must have a companion. Foxes, bears, wolves have their mates. Every bird has its partner. Even rats and mice have their nests, their homes, their families. Am I to be the only creature in the universe doomed to live alone? Frankenstein, that would be too cruel. Let me be the kind of creature you want me to be. Loving, peaceful, harmless, gentle. Let me have someone to love, someone like myself. Make me a companion. Make me a wife.
You swear you'll go then, and not come back?
I swear it.
God forgive me. I'll do it. It was wrong of me to start, but it would be worse not to finish. You can argue well, monster.
At last, I can hope for something. How long?
2 years.
2 years?
I'll have to start from the beginning again, you realize. Oh, at least this time, I won't have to rely on lightning. I've got an electrical machine that's much more powerful than the old one. But I can't hurry the task. Do you want it done properly?
Of course. Of course, yes. Take your time. I can wait. But in 2 years' time, I shall return.
In 2 years' time, it will be ready. But if I hear of you before then, I shall destroy it. And that will be the end.
You'll hear nothing. I'll be out of sight. But I'll be watching.
The monster goes to the window and springs up onto the sill, their form gigantic and looming over the doctor.
2 years, Frankenstein.
They leap out the window the same way they came.
What have I done? And yet, they were right. I must do it. Oh, yes.
Frankenstein, I've just heard the news about your brother. My poor friend. They're hunting the murderer with dogs. They'll find the killer. Never fear.
Oh, it's too late, Clerval. They won't find them out there.
You think not? But listen, my friend, you must come down. Elizabeth needs you. There are things to be done.
Yes, you're right. Clerval, is there a curse on my family?
A curse? No. Only bitter misfortune.
As Frankenstein leaves, Clerval goes to follow her. Noticing the open window, she goes to close it. Looking out, she spots a giant form disappearing in the distance. Clerval looks at the door, makes as if to chase after Frankenstein, but then changes her mind and shakes her head.
No, it's a trick of the light. It's not possible. But I could have sworn. Frankenstein, I'll come with you.
Darkness falls. We return now to the same room 2 years later. There is now a bench with a body on it covered by a sheet, the monster's bride, and connected to it by all manner of complex wires and clips, a large electrical machine as tall as a human and equipped with brass terminals. The shutters are closed, the light is dim, and after a moment we hear a key turning in the lock. And then the door opens, and in come Elizabeth and Clerval. Elizabeth is carrying a lamp. After making sure and listening and making sure that no one is there, Clerval shuts the door carefully, and Elizabeth puts the lamp down on the table.
We haven't got long. Victoria will be back in an hour or so. I feel like a traitor, like a spy.
Don't. I'm as suspicious as you are. And I think I know.
Clerval sees the sheeted form on the bench, which Elizabeth still has not noticed. Elizabeth sits with her back to it.
I'm pretty sure I know what she's doing.
But to keep the room locked for 2 years and forbid anyone to come in. It's like Bluebeard's castle. Is she mad, Henrietta? She hasn't been the same since before William was killed. Since she went away to university, in fact.
No, I don't think she's mad, Elizabeth. Not mad in the sense of incapable, anyways. She's a genius. She's the greatest woman of science the world has ever seen.
If you tell me that, then I believe you. But why is she so unhappy? She's like someone haunted by a demon. Surely a great genius should be happy with the work she's doing.
Not if that work is like hers.
But what's going on? What's she got in here? Why won't she let anyone in? I've thought of stealing her key and letting myself in dozens of times, but I was too afraid of what I'd find. And yet, I couldn't imagine what it could be. Oh, thank heaven you came back from Ingolstadt, Henrietta.
I think I know what she's doing. I only hope I can prevent her from doing it again. And I think I know who killed little William. Elizabeth, you must be brave.
What do you mean? Surely not that Victoria herself. That's not possible. What is she doing?
Elizabeth looks around wildly and sees the bench. She stands up suddenly.
What's that?
Don't look. I suspected this. Elizabeth, you mustn't trust it. You mustn't touch it.
Clerval holds her back.
Then tell me. Tell me what's going on. I beg you.
Victoria is creating life.
Creating... I don't understand. Creating life? Now I think I'm going mad. What is that under there?
Listen, when you came to her room in Ingolstadt, she just finished showing me an experiment. A horrible thing. With a hand, a human hand, taken from a dead body. She could animate it by passing electricity along the nerves. And more than that, she put together a complete creature. An artificial human. Do you remember the storm that night?
I'd never heard such thunder. Oh, Henrietta, this is appalling. She's made a
human being. And by attaching a wire to the roof, she conducted electricity down from the lightning and brought it to life. She didn't want me to see. At least she was proud of what she'd done and wanted to show someone. But when it came to life, I think she was as shocked as I was.
And it did come to life?
Oh, yes. And this is something I've never told anyone. I saw it on the afternoon William was killed. From this window, down by the lake, amongst the trees, just as night was falling, a monstrous figure leaping away into the darkness.
Her visitor! The woman I saw in her room!
And that looks like another one.
Oh, this is horrible.
Elizabeth, you must go downstairs. I'm going to destroy this thing. If she comes back while I'm here, you must keep her away.
Yes. She mustn't finish it. Oh, this is a nightmare.
Remember, do all you can to keep her downstairs while I finish this.
Yes, but what'll she do when she finds out?
Then we'll have to talk to her. There must be some other way for her to use her gifts.
Elizabeth leaves. Clerval shuts the door and turns back to the bench, preparing herself for what lies under the sheet. She goes to the bench, takes the corner of the sheet as if to fling it aside, but then hesitates and looks around for something. Then she spots it, a large knife with a cook's knife. She holds it up, testing the blade, and is about to pull the sheet aside when suddenly the shutters fly open with a crash. In the window, gigantic, enveloped in her cloak, is the picture of the monster.
Don't touch her.
Clerval staggers back with a shock, and the monster leaps down into the room.
Victoria has sent you to do this?
No! She doesn't know I'm here. It's my idea to destroy this thing, and I'll do it. And if I can, I'll destroy you too.
Is that all you people do? Get out of my way.
Clerval makes as if to attack the monster, but they easily brush her aside.
She made me too, well, I'm disgusting to look at. I smell like the grave, but I'm too quick and too strong for you, woman, whoever you are. Where's Frankenstein now?
On her way home.
Another attack. This time Clerval falls, and the monster bends down and snatches the knife from her.
You'll never beat me like this. Why don't I kill you now? Why don't I snuff your life out like a candle? Shall I tell you? It's because she, cursed though she is, made me better than your God made you. It's because when I see a living thing, I revere it. I want to cherish it and love it. When a human being sees a living thing, their first impulse is to destroy it.
That's not true.
Try living like me, and soon you'll find out how true it is.
And the little boy?
That's the one occasion when I behaved like a human being. And as a result, it's the one thing I am ashamed of.
The monster returns to the bench and pulls down the sheet to disclose the form of their bride. She is chalk white with coarse black hair like the monster's, dark lips, a red scar zigzagging down her face. She is dressed in a long white garment like a shroud. Her eyes are closed, not yet alive. As the monster looks at her, Clerval shudders and turns away for a moment, but then she makes herself look back.
Beautiful. Not like a human being, but we have our own beauty, she and I. Soon you'll wake up, my bride. Soon we'll be together.
Another.
A companion! Don't worry. We'll go off into the wilderness together. We'll live in peace and kindness.
And what'll you do then? Breed? Oh.
Clerval springs to the electrical machine and tears out a handful of wires before the monster can stop her.
I'll never let it happen.
The monster roars with anger and then leaps on Clerval and pulls her away from the machine. But Clerval pulls free and grabs another wire. She's about to tear it loose when the monster strikes her down. She falls with a cry. The loose end of the wire is still in her hand. The monster strikes her again and again and again until she is unconscious.
Murderer! Destroyer! Who gave you the right? You've killed my...
When Clerval is still, the monster seizes the wire from her hand and stands in helpless agony, looking at the bride and the loose wires that trail from the machine.
No. You shall live. This life is yours to live, my dearest companion.
Feverishly, they try to connect the wires up again.
Where do they go? Where do they go? Frankenstein! Frankenstein!
The door bursts open. Elizabeth is standing there with a servant holding 2 pistols.
There! Ah! In God's name, my lady, what is it?
They've killed Mademoiselle de Clerval. Shoot! Shoot!
Elizabeth runs to Clerval's body, kneeling beside her. The servant tries hastily to reload, but the monster recovers herself and leaps on him.
No! No!
All killers, all destroyers, every one of you.
The monster strikes the servant down as they did Clerval, pausing only to stare down at Elizabeth with feverish hatred. The monster springs back to the unliving creature and attaches the last wire to her head.
My bride, awake, awake.
They start to turn the handle of the great machine. Elizabeth watches in horror.
No! Don't do it!
The terminals begin to spark, and an electrical hum fills the air. Faster and faster, the monster turns the wheels, groaning with effort. The bride does not move.
She's not moving. She's not coming alive. They've destroyed you. No. Wait. Another wire.
Still turning the wheel with one hand, the monster reaches down and picks up the last loose wire. The monster looks with desperate urgency to see where it goes and then lets go of the wheel, which continues to turn of its own accord. They bend down to slip their arm under the bride's shoulders. The monster lifts her up with the wire in their other hand and then brings the wire down and touches her heart. Suddenly, the bride convulses to life with a terrifying scream.
Oh, no! No!
Elizabeth crouches in fear as the monster and her bride cling together in a desperate embrace.
Live! Live!
The door opens and Frankenstein takes in the horrific image.
Clerval! Oh no! Elizabeth!
Victoria! Stop them! Stop them!
Frankenstein leaps to the machine. The monster, still holding the bride, cannot stop Frankenstein as she pulls out handfuls of wires, scattering sparks everywhere and making the strange light from the machine surge and fade and flicker.
No! No! She lives! She's alive!
The bride suddenly throws her arms up straight, her fingers clutching at the air, and then falls lifeless in the monster's arms.
Never. She'll never live now, monster. What have you done?
The monster lowers her gently onto the bench.
What have I done, you say? Nothing compared to what I'm going to do.
Before Frankenstein can stop them, the monster leaps towards Elizabeth and seizes her by the throat.
Help! Help! Victoria!
Put her down! Don't do it!
The monster, with horrible snarls of rage, strangles her and drops her lifeless on the floor, and then stands laughing as Frankenstein throws herself beside her.
Elizabeth! No! No!
Well, Frankenstein, your sufferings have begun. How does it feel?
Demon! Vile thing! Destroyer!
Yes. Destroyer I shall be. I shall destroy you, my creator.
Frankenstein leaps at the monster. They avoid her and taunt Frankenstein from the window.
You'll follow me, Frankenstein. Wherever I go, you'll come stumbling after me, intent on putting me to death. But you won't catch me.
Frankenstein runs at them again and again, failing to grasp the monster.
I'll lead you to the ends of the earth. I'll make you follow me to the coldest, wildest, emptiest places in the world. I'll see you freeze and starve and suffer. And I'll laugh as you crawl through the barren mountains, the deserts, the ice fields.
Oh, I'll find you. However long it takes me. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth. And when I do, I'll tear you apart!
It'll take you as long as you live, Frankenstein. Your sufferings are just beginning.
They leap through the window and vanish. Frankenstein falls to her knees and takes up the body of Elizabeth in her arms.
What have I done? What have I done?
Frankenstein holds the last of her family in her arms. Time lurches forward now, northward, as we return to the young explorer somewhere north of Greenland.
So that was the story Frankenstein told me. When she came to the end, she fell back exhausted, near to death. I left her in the care of one of my crew and went out on deck to breathe the cold air. I had to think for a while about the incredible things I'd heard. But I hadn't been there for long when there was a cry from below. I ran down to the cabin and saw the creature. The same one from the grim doctor's story, crouching on the window ledge. I shrank away in fear, but the creature didn't move. For Frankenstein herself lay dead below them. I believe the effort of telling her story had been too much. The creature turned those red, waxy eyes on me. Oh, if only I could express the terror I felt in my soul at that moment. They said,
It's ended then. It's over.
"And what will you do now?" They looked out at the waste of snow and ice and said,
I shall go north until I can go no further. And then I'll set fire to my sledge and lie down in the flames until my bones have turned to ash. I've read that human beings have something called a soul that lives on in their bodies after they die. I hope I have no soul. All I want now is oblivion, for my ashes to be swept into the sea by the wind.
Then they sprung from the cabin window, landing with grace upon the ice raft, which lay close to the vessel. They were soon borne away by the waves and lost in darkness and distance.